Hello, Savage Gentlemen. Hope everybody's doing really well. I know I am hurting today after the workout for sure, but I'm good. Finally caught up with check-ins. There's a couple of people who didn't get their check-in yet, so if you haven't got your check-in, please get it to me, um, and we can make some suggestions or whatever else. Like, don't be embarrassed to get your check-in. If time is an issue, just touch base with me and say, hey, Matt, I'm not going to be able to get it until this date because I know a lot of you guys have unique situations. Like doing this challenge, we have so many different people with different goals and different walks from life, different walks of life rather. Everything from military to doctors to guys who work in the oil field in Canada to business owners, and everybody's kind of got a different goal. But everybody, this week was really, really good, guys. I was super, super, super happy with the check-ins. I was super happy with all your effort, and I was super happy with all the progress. It was actually mind blowing. Like I'm really, really proud of everything that you guys are doing and the way everybody's coming together. Everybody's putting effort into this, and I want to see you guys maximize your return on that effort. So we're in 4 weeks now, right? Which means we have 2 weeks, 2 weeks to go, and 2 weeks is a snap. I mean, when you think about it, it's taken us this long to come 1 month, which is really just a snap in time. And the amount of progression that I've seen from people is insane. Everything from some guys have put on 10 pounds of muscle, some guys have lost damn near 20 pounds of fat, and other guys are just feeling better and feeling healthier. And it's not so much about numbers. It's about the journey, and it's about learning about yourself and learning about fitness. And I'm really impressed with what I saw with all the check-ins. So awesome job on that, guys. I also want to talk today. The topic of today, the chat is going to be a little bit about why we do this. And I've got some 3 studies that I want to talk to you guys about that I pulled up today when I was doing some research. I also wanted to mention too. I got a couple of messages saying there was some discrepancies with the workout program today, so I apologize for that. I think I put in an extra biceps exercise of one. And then Kevin, I got your message as well, so I'm going to be getting back to you too. I'll have it all tied up by tonight. But anyway, I want to talk about with us being a month in, right? And we put all this effort into this, and we put all this hard work into this. I want to give you guys just kind of like a little reframe on why we're doing all this. It's good to look good, and it's good to be confident, and it's good to feel better, but it's fitness is so much more than that, right? It's funny because I'm reading a lot of studies about the way that proper eating and proper nutrients actually affect our brain. They don't just affect the way that we look. They affect the way that our brain functions. They affect our brain's output. They affect the very cellular level of who we are and how our body reacts, based on immune response and all sorts of other really, really interesting things. What you eat and how much you work out is more than just looking good. It's about feeling good, and it's about having a good little, I don't know what you call this thing, body. It's about having a good little compartment to travel the way through life, and to ensure that you're going to do it well into old age. And I think that's the thing that, in this kind of gratified response environment that we're all raised in, where we're all seeking this instant gratification. Um, and I think that a lot of us are getting it through this challenge, and that's not on me. That's on you guys because of all the hard work you're putting in. But I think that it's important to really keep focus on why we're doing this, and the future of what we're doing, and the fact that we're not just making changes in our habits that are going to make us look good tomorrow. They're going to also guide us through our old age. Like the science has been saying that your mental faculty is directly affected by your fitness levels as you grow older. So that's like, it's not just about you, it's about the people you have in your life and your kids and your family and your wife. How long are you going to be alive to be able to take care of each other? How long are you going to be alive? And when you're older and you're getting a little bit up there, do you want to be, it's the difference, honestly, guys. And life is weird because sometimes the people who are the fittest get hit with great tragedy. But what they're finding is that there's a direct correlation between the quality of life that you live as you get older and what you're doing right now. Everything from what you're eating to how many times a week you're working out. So I pulled together 3 studies that I want to talk about today, and I'm just going to kind of give you guys the Coles notes and go over them as we speak, just to give you that little reminder that the work that we're putting into today is is the quality of life that we're creating for ourselves when we're older. And it's just really important to hang on to that. because that's in those moments of being tired, and that moment of, am I going to do my last little bit of cardio, or am I going to skip out of here because I'm exhausted? It's those little moments that define us, and it's those little moments that define our success versus our victory. Mental toughness and how we feel and our energy. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to get into one of the studies that I pulled up, which I found really interesting. And these studies aren't just like ma and pa studies. These are studies that have actually been conducted by research bodies, whether it's a school or whatever it might be. And I'm going to talk about these 3 studies really quickly, and I'm also going to list them and post copies of them in this video below. So this is a really interesting one that I ran into, because it speaks about what I've kind of been talking to you guys about. We need all these micronutrients, and we need the proper macronutrients to be able to fuel us and to be able to fuel our brain power, because it's more than just looking good. It's how our body actually functions and how our brain actually functions. This one is called, for older adults, a better diet may prevent brain stinkage. Sorry, Freudian slip. Brain shrinkage. And this was actually a study that was done by the American Academy of Neurology. And the summary is, people who eat a diet rich in vegetables, fruits, and nuts, and fish may have bigger brains, according to a new study. So this was done with 4,123 people, and they basically asked these people how much they ate of a quantity, hey sweetie, of 400 items over the last month. And then they monitored these people. So all participants had brain scans with magnetic resonance imaging to determine brain volume, the number of brain white matter lesions, and small brain bleeds. The participants had an average total brain volume of 932 millimeters, which I don't really know, but I'm assuming that's important. Research found that after adjusting for age, sex, education, smoking, and other physical activity, that a higher diet score was linked to for total brain volume. They found that those who consumed a better diet had an average of 2 millimeters more total brain volume than those who did not. So to compare, having a brain volume that is 3.6 millimeters smaller is equivalent to 1 year of aging. So 1 year of aging actually shrinks our brain 3.6 millimeters. And what they found was that the brains of the people who ate well and ate the proper nutrients and had the proper diet was significantly larger, which would seem to indicate that that eating actually keeps you in a larger brain mass state as you age. So that's pretty interesting to think. Researchers also assessed the diet based on the Mediterranean diet, which is rich in vegetables, fish, and nuts, and found brain volume results were similar to those adhered closely to by the Dutch dietary guidelines. So they also state that there's many complex interactions that can occur across different food components and nutrients. And according to our research, people who ate a combination of healthier foods had larger brain tissue volumes. So it basically means better mental faculties as you age. So I'm going to post this as well. I'm going to move on to my next one. So eating well. It's not just going to increase how long you live. It's going to increase how well your brain works and how much age-related decline that you suffer from aging, which is interesting, right? There's also another one, which is higher aerobic fitness skills are associated with better word production skills in healthy older adults. This study was done by the University of Birmingham. The summary is, researchers found that older adults' aerobic fitness levels are directly related to the incidence of age-related language failures, such as tip of the tongue states, which I just failed miserably at. But anyway, this was in Scientific Reports, published by the University of Birmingham, and then they state that people in the tip of the tongue state have a strong conviction that they know a word, but they're unable to produce it, and this phenomenon tends to happen more often as we grow older. The study primarily focused on healthy adults around the average age of 70, and then a test group of younger people who were average age of 23. So the test involved a definition filling task on a computer where they're asked to name famous people in the UK, such as authors, politicians, and actors, and the definition of 20 low frequency and 20 easy words, and ask whether they knew the relation to the definition. So they underwent a static bike cycling test, a gold standard, which quantified their ability to use oxygen during exercise and their resulting individual aerobic fitness levels. So that's how they actually observe their fitness levels. Significantly, what we found was the degree of decline is related to one's aerobic fitness. So that's why I'm always preaching, do your cardio, guys, right? Importantly, our results also showed that the relationship between the frequency of tip of the tongue occurrences and aerobic fitness levels exist over and above the influence of a person's age and vocabulary size. So older adults sometimes worry that tip of the tongue states are predicate serious memory problems, but this is a misconception. Tip of the tongue states not necessarily associated with memory loss, whereas older adults typically have a larger vocabulary, but the sound form of the word can temporarily not be assessed. Assessing the sound forms of words is essential for fluent language production. Its disruption, very noticeable negative consequences for older adults. So there are a lot of findings already on the benefits of aerobic exercise and regular exercise, and our research demonstrates another side of the benefits, namely a relationship between fitness and language skills, which is ironic because I can't seem to produce a word here, but you guys know what I'm getting at. We're able to show for the first time that the benefits of aerobic fitness extend into the domain of language. So that's also a really, really interesting study as well. Another indication that as we get older, we directly benefit from the activities that we're kind of instilling in ourselves right now. Last one I wanted to do was exercise to stay young, 4 to 5 days a week to slow down your heart's aging, which is a really, really interesting study. So the optimal amount of exercise required to slow down the aging of the heart and blood vessels has long been a vigorous debate, blah, blah, blah. New research shows different sizes of arteries are affected by various amounts of exercise. 2 to 3 days a week of 30 minutes of exercise may be sufficient to minimize stiffening of middle-sized arteries, while exercising 4 to 5 days a week is required to keep the larger central arteries youthful. So that's kind of interesting. They did a cross-sectional examination of 102 people over 60 years with a consistently lifelong exercise history. Upon analyzing the results, the researching team found that a lifelong history of casual exercise 2 to 3 times a week resulted in more youthful middle-sized arteries and supplied oxygenated blood to the head and the neck. However, people who exercised 4 to 5 times per week also had youthful large central arteries to provide the chest and the abdomen in addition to healthier middle-sized ones. So 4 to 5 times a week of exercise they found has a direct positive effect on the age of your heart, basically how much your heart ages. So that's why when I talk to you guys about longevity, and I will post copies of these 3 studies, that's when I talk to you guys about longevity. It's not just the work we're doing now, it's the work that we're doing now for the future, for the quality of the future of our lives. So if that doesn't motivate you guys, I don't know what will. But just remember what we're doing right now and the habits that we're building. It's not just a quick fix; it's a lifestyle. So just keep that in your head. You know, keep that in your mind, in the sense that it's not just all it's not just all about looking buff. What you eat determines how well your body works, and not just your body, but your brain, and what kind of a life that you're going to live. Do you want to show that, Senya? Senya cooked us some chicken. It's beautiful. Doing tons of meal prep today. It's meal prep day.
This will last us half a meal.
That's not true. Anyway, so yeah, just some things to think about, guys. What you eat really does determine how well your brain works, how well your body works. How often you exercise really does determine not only your current physical state, but your future. So keep that in mind. I wanted to drop that on you guys. Thank you so much for everything. I love you guys. You're kicking ass. I'm really proud of you. And tomorrow I'm going to follow up with some videos in the gym for my morning workout. So keep killing it. I will get everything fixed up tonight in terms of the reps and the sets. If you catch anything else, please let me know right away. And if you have any questions, you're not the only one wondering. I can guarantee you someone else is asking the same question. So feel free to slide my way and we'll go from there. Have a great night, guys. We'll talk to you soon.